How would you like to feel just a little bit better? I'm Miranda Anderson, a positive psychology practitioner and host of the show Practically Happy. Each week, I dive into the science of well-being and discuss practical tips for feeling better in your everyday life. Tune in for the latest research, insights, and a happier you. Listen to Practically Happy wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome to Book Talk for Book Talk with Jack and Amy, a literary podcast where we deep dive into the writings of your favorite novels. This winter, we're hosting a book club while we prepare for our 10-part literary analysis of Sarah J. Maas's Throne of Glass. This is Jack.
And I'm Amy, and each week we'll discuss one book from our winter book club roster. By using our literary background, we'll provide our flash analysis of each book, as well as discuss listener thoughts.
This is part 2 of this week's episode, where we're discussing Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tuli. Okay, so let's go into something that people didn't like. One of our listeners says, I felt the personality of Lore disappeared after the prison. Plus, the romance was just Walmart ACOTAR. That's really funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, you did say Tamlin, and that's becoming the ACOTAR-ness, the Tamlin factor is, I think, becoming part of the romantasy genre and part of its formula, right?
But,
everyone, in the sense that everyone wants to replicate that twist.
Yes. Here's my challenge to that. I ask you, and I asked myself, and I asked this listener, how much of Tamlin is there really?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a real question, is we get this idea of the fake out first love interest. Yes, that is a trope that we see. And to me, that is the Tamlin, right? Is the fake out love interest. I do love a fake out love interest. Don't get me wrong. I think that's a trope we see, but I never think Atlas was truly meant to be the fake out love interest because Lore never believes it either.
Right. Lore never genuinely falls in love, and Atlas never genuinely loves Lore the way Tamlin loved Feyre to the best of his ability.
And neither claim it. You know what I mean? Like, I think Atlas does a lot of things to show he wants to protect her. Now, protection doesn't mean caring. Protection means in his own interest. But it's like Atlas and Lore were both doing their own dance of, hey, I'm here to protect you. And she's doing, hey, I don't trust you. And they're both kind of dancing around each other the entire time. And I think that there is a physical attraction. How can there not be with hot men in this book? And I think that there probably was a real physical attraction on his part too.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there wasn't, who knows? But I compared him to Tamlin, yes. But to that, where's the comparison to that? And I don't, when I think about it, I don't see it.
That's fair. I can see, though, where some of the ACOTAR elements are coming in, maybe from this listener's perspective, because Lore deals with food insecurity the way Feyre had to, right? So there's this big focus on food and being fed.
She's the youngest of 3 siblings.
Right, exactly. So I can see some of those parallels.
Yep.
To the point this listener made about Lore losing her personality, I understand what they're saying because I don't know if folks are familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but when your basic needs are not met, shelter, food, security, you can't access higher level functioning.
Yep.
And so Lore in the prison is
the bottom of the pyramid. She's just trying to
survive
those needs. Yeah.
Right.
And
exactly.
then the higher you go up that pyramid, and each time another level of needs is met, you get to reach like the next level of pyramid. And then finally it becomes, like love. And I think that's not even like the very top, but then it's like, and then you can think about yourself type thing. Like it's very
right. Or just you can think about, what does it mean to have morals? What are your ambitions in life other than feeding yourself?
Yeah.
And I can see how now that Lore's basic needs are met when she's with Atlas in his palace, she might feel like a different person because she now has the opportunity of thinking of something other than, when is my next meal?
Yeah. And she doesn't have to fight for that.
Right. Exactly.
She doesn't have to fight for it. She doesn't have to get into worrying about selling herself. She doesn't have to worry about, she's worried about her siblings, but she doesn't have to actively worry about them in her presence. And I think that where we do still see the lore of it all is her resilience to continue to fight. I also think where you see the lore of it all is her never believing that she's actually going to get it and win.
Yeah.
Like there's never a moment of like, I think I can truly do this. I think it's more of like in theory, I guess I could win. And in theory, I guess I could save my siblings.
But really, I'll probably die.
Yeah. Like it's just a whole lot of like, I guess I'll keep going because like they'd be stupid not to, but like, let's be real here. This isn't going to happen. And how much of that is a clue within itself of her knowing that she's related to this lost Red Queen. And probably guessing that the mirror wouldn't accept her.
Yeah. That's probably true. I think also, I wonder if there's also a worry, will the mirror reveal who I am?
Yep.
And that's going to result in my death anyway, because nobody wants anything to do with the Red Queen.
Yeah. Yeah. This is where we have to read the rest of the series. And I am totally going to read the rest of the series. Like I am definitely interested in it.
I already bought both of the audiobooks for the sequels.
Oh, I'm excited for us. We share Audible accounts. So
I also
family on Amazon.
I think I also bought the sequels for Spark of the Everflame already.
You did.
Too.
I thought you said you already listened to it, or
no, I haven't listened.
Okay,
I haven't listened. I just bought them.
That's exciting. Fun fact: if you did not know this, you can become family with people on Amazon, and then you have access to each other's Audible.
Yep. And
Kindle.
Yep. So I benefit from Jack's Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah.
And we both benefit from each other's Audible libraries.
Yep.
Me more than you.
I have a long years of Audible collection in there, but then you'll be like, I went and bought the rest of this book series. I'm like, hell yeah. We're both gonna listen to it. Yeah, I am excited for the rest of this series, but I don't want to wrap this up at all. I want to keep going. And go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you.
I think what you're about to say was we have to talk about Gabriel. Yep.
Half brains. Gabriel.
Okay, so can I tell you my visual image of Gabriel?
Yeah.
A really grumpy, really hot Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. I don't know why.
I mean, he's a himbo.
He is such a himbo.
Is he blonde? I imagine
he is blonde. He's blonde.
I mean, to me, everyone's Theo James. So.
Put a blonde wig on Theo James, and there you go.
Well, it's almost like he's like a Hemsworth brother, or you know, or if everyone's not Theo James, everyone's Henry Cavill. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, just like a really attractive guy who's blonde. Yeah. I loved him and his relationship with her, and the fact that he was never good.
Yeah, he is so unlikable. He's likable.
Yeah.
Because for me, I think what I like about him is he's authentic.
Completely.
He's always going to tell Lore the truth about how he feels, about how stupid she is.
Whether she's asked for it or not.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Oh, I can't remember exactly, but she said something along the lines of, no. Gabriel said something, well, of course I wouldn't believe that you would survive this. I don't think you're stupid. You know I don't believe in you. She's like, thank you.
Ouch.
Yeah. He never stops disliking her.
Mm-hmm.
Or even when he does like her, he still dislikes her.
Yeah. Yep. There's not... I think there's an equal hardness in him that there is in Lore. And I think there's a lot of backstory to Gabriel that we don't know about, right? Because he keeps making references that he belongs to the Sun King, that he doesn't have choices.
Yep. And there's connection with Nadir. Like, you can tell they go way back.
Yeah, connection with Nadir. And Whose cock was he sucking? I feel like that's important.
I thought it was going to be Nadir.
I did too, or the Sun King.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be someone that I was like, oh my God, it's going to be one of them. And I also like that she just kind of kept watching.
Yeah. This is hot.
Yeah, and I'm like, give us more screen time. Keep going. And then he was like, I need just 4 more minutes.
I know.
The confidence that he has there. He's like, I'm almost done here.
Very confident.
What I love about him is that his character is defined by his motivation, and we don't know what his motivations are. We know that he's there to protect the Sun King as much as possible.
Yeah.
We don't know necessarily why, because it almost feels like it's more than he's my king, I need to protect him.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know why he doesn't trust the Sun King.
Yeah.
Clearly, the Sun King is hiding something from him because he keeps questioning it. But everything he does is about his motivation, and we can make some guesses and some assumptions, but we never truly know what is going on behind that crunk himbo mind.
Yeah, and I would say both Lore's journey and Gabriel's journey make me want to keep reading.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I'm not just invested in Lore. I'm invested in what's wrong with Gabriel.
I want him to be safe.
I want him to be safe, but he's also so jaded. He needs some healing.
He does need some healing.
My hypothesis is he sold his soul in a way that the Sun King's death would result in Gabriel's death as well. So he has to keep Atlas alive no matter how he feels about Atlas.
Interesting. I definitely feel like I agree, there's some kind of signing away, especially since that seems to be all of Atlas's MO. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to own everyone.
Yep.
And God, there's just so many good questions and mysteries. Why were the trials 2 years ago gone? Why did they all die? What is it that Atlas did he think he had the Red Queen descendant there? Did he actually not? Is Gabriel the one who killed him? Because at one point he looks really somber and he says that was an unfortunate incident or something like that. And there's a lot of questions that I still have, and Gabriel's one of those people where a lot of the questions surround him.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of questions surround Lore and her family's background.
Yeah.
And the Red Queen, and it's definitely a mystery I want to solve by reading more.
Yeah, you notice how she kept going back and forth from calling her siblings her family versus her friends? I need to get my friends. My friends are still in there. They're trapped. Will you save my friends? Versus her calling them her family in her mind.
Oh, yeah. I do recall that because they kept their relationships secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the case at the beginning, even in prison.
The prison. Okay.
Yeah.
I figured when I was like, this keeps happening. I guess they established that early on and I just missed it.
Yeah, they did. There's a moment where early on where Lore's talking about Tristan and Willow and how Tristan is the prince among the prisoners.
Yeah.
And the guards really like him.
Yeah.
And that they intentionally keep their relationship secret so that Lore's reputation doesn't tarnish Tristan's.
Yep. You're right. Okay, I want to go into favorite scenes, or maybe not favorite scenes that just resonate. And for one, I think because we were talking about Gabriel, it's the moment that he betrayed Lore. And I was kind of confused about the whole thing. He told Lore to get the ring from Nadir.
Yes. So
I just want to go through it so you can correct where I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So he tells her to get the ring from Nadir. She gets nervous because it's a prince, and she keeps asking about the ring because she doesn't know what it means to him. Once she realizes it doesn't mean anything to him, that's how she figures out that it's a betrayal. But I don't understand why that's the realization. Yeah, because why can't she just still steal a ring?
And I could be misremembering. So the trial was at a certain time. Your handler's going to tell you your target.
Yeah.
And you have to steal a valuable trinket from your target, which your person, I don't know if they actually instruct them what it is or not. So the reason that Gabriel tells Lore to target Nadir is because he knows he will piss off Atlas, who might reveal his motivations.
Yeah.
It will also be a way for Gabriel to signal to Nadir, this is the prisoner you're looking for.
Okay, so that was part of his mastermind, because then it's almost like get her out of here too.
Exactly. Take her back. We don't want her, because Gabriel wants to separate Lore from Atlas. Because from Nadir's point of view, what you learn is that Gabriel specifically moves part of her sleeve so that he could see the prison brand on her arm or shoulder, so that he knew. And I'm guessing Gabriel gave Lore the wrong target, and so Lore figuring out the trinket she was supposed to target means nothing is counter to what she was told the trial would be.
Okay, that makes more sense, because that was one where I'm like, okay, I know. It's like, I know what everything is supposed to be doing, and I'm here. I get what's going on. But how do we get here?
Yeah.
I'm like, but how do you know that this ring means nothing is the signal? But that makes a lot of sense. I get that now. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back.
The best thing about gift giving is when you can identify the things someone needs that they would never get themselves, and that they're actually excited to receive.
Is this your way of saying that you're going to get me something from Quince, Amy?
I might, if that's what you want.
I absolutely do, because Quince lets you treat your loved ones, and I am your loved one, with everyday luxury goods, but at a very affordable price. I've actually been looking at their wool coats, because now I'm traveling for the winter and I realize I don't own coats, and I am shocked with just how reasonably priced these are.
They do that by partnering directly with top factories, and they cut the cost of the middleman, which means we get more affordable pricing.
And not only can you get amazing wool coats from Quince or their Mongolian cashmere sweaters, which only start for $50, but you also have these amazing year-round gifts like their 14 karat gold jewelry, their Italian leather handbags.
All of the things you listed use premium fabrics and finishes so that every piece feels like luxury.
Gift luxury this holiday without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/booktalk, BOOKTALK, for 365-day returns plus free shipping on your order.
That's QUINCE.com/booktalk, BOOKTALK, to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/booktalk.
Yeah, I enjoyed that scene quite a bit, because we got to see Atlas lose it. Oh, I absolutely love Nadir's point of view of Atlas. I love the amount of times that he reflected on Atlas and just kind of like dismissed him for some of these, like, oh, I bet he's happy just chasing around all these women. But particularly when they show up to the ball and it's from Nadir's point of view, and he looks at how Atlas is pretending that no one recognizes him because of his mask. And he says, like, he's probably getting off on the idea of thinking that he's fooled everyone when in actuality he hasn't.
Yeah.
And then you get that moment from Lore's point of view, and it's endearing, but even she kind of calls out, well, it's bullshit thinking that no one knows like who it is. But when you get it from Nadir's point of view, you can see just how full of himself Atlas is by doing that.
Yeah.
But in Lore's point of view, it's like kind of cute, but also kind of cringy.
Yeah. Which is a great narrative way for Tuli to signal to readers Lore's point of view might not be entirely reliable.
Yeah. It's not entirely reliable, / she's not an idiot. She knows that she's still able to flag some things.
Right. And so her doubts about Atlas may be shared among others.
Exactly. I really love, like, I know I keep talking about it, but I really do love her doubts of Atlas, because it just makes me feel better, where I'm like,
Yeah.
good, I didn't trust him either. Although, because, yeah, I mean, it was so quick. Like, she calls out his straight teeth. And whenever you get someone in a book and you call out their straight teeth, they're almost always evil.
Really?
That's what I've noticed, yeah.
Interesting.
And that's always been, like, my red flag whenever, like, someone smiles and because then they notice, like, their straight teeth.
Mhm.
Because I feel like that kind of gives, like, this, they're perfect. And their smile, they know is
Mm,
perfect. And here's my amazing, charming, perfect smile. And I've
interesting.
yet to, I mean, who knows? I read a lot. Maybe I could be wrong. But I feel like whenever that's called out, that's always a signal that that's the bad guy.
That's an interesting point of view. I would be interested as we continue to read to see if that comes up again in any of the other books.
Yeah.
The reason why it didn't phase me or didn't make me wasn't the same signal for me is because, I mean,
You love a straight teeth.
well, no. Laura's been in prison. I'm sure a lot of those people have crooked teeth or are missing
Yeah.
teeth or whatever. So it makes sense for her to notice straight teeth because she probably doesn't see a lot of those.
It's true. But you love some straight teeth. I don't know. I want to point out another thing that one of our listeners really liked, and that is the magic system and the world building. They say it's definitely inspired by Throne of Glass, but not in a bad way.
Oh, interesting.
I don't remember Throne of Glass. We haven't started our analysis of it yet. So, couldn't tell you.
I actually felt that the closer analogy would actually be the kingdoms in Kate Golden's book.
Yeah. Yeah.
How, there are these different kingdoms and each one
Yes.
has its own climates and color associations and power associations.
The Aurora. Yeah.
Right. So that's what it seemed more like to me. But I'm sure both Tuli and Golden base that off of something else like that they've read. So it makes sense.
Yeah. No one claims everything here is this world, like, I mean, I get that's probably what they're referencing, where it's like, the different courts and stuff, but
just like in ACOTAR.
Yeah, but even that is based off of lore and fairies, and you have the different Seelie courts and stuff. So that is a thing. Here's my question. Remind me, Amy, what's the magic system here? I know that Atlas can do illusions. I know that there's quote unquote magic. I don't know the rules behind the magic. I can't remember anything.
I
off the top
don't
of my head.
I don't remember the rules either, to be honest.
Yeah. So I don't want to say, like, someone saying that they like the magic system and us being like, no, y'all wrong. This is me being like, I want to specify I don't remember if there were rules. 2, this could either be lore just isn't exposed, has never really been exposed to magic, so she doesn't know the rules, so she doesn't really need to. So there's no getting details from her.
Yeah.
Which is valid, and that's true. Or I can't remember what letter I'm on. C, 3, I don't know.
B.
Or that she's there is no magic system, and it's just the SJM magic.
Yeah, or I think C, there is a magic system, but for us that wasn't the main focus. And I don't think Tuli belabored whatever that might be.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to have everything in the first book be a detailed outline of, like, they have to have this certain summoning aspect in order to get this one illusion thing going on. Like, I don't need those details. I will always reference the SJM version of magic, where it's like, but what is magic, SJM? Like, what are we doing here? He can mist everyone an army with just a snap of his fingers, but we can't do a cesarean section? Like, what's going on here with this magic system? But yet there's a magic bean, and we never gave Farah that in order to read and learn how to write. And, like, what's okay? But I think that the ACOTAR magic is my gold standard of what not to do.
Yeah.
When you're trying to have magic.
Yeah.
And a lot of books are like that. And it doesn't make them a bad book. A lot of books. I don't think that I'm trying to remember off the top of my head a book that has like a very clear magic system. Which there has been. I don't know. I had COVID this week. Leave me alone, guys. I can't remember things. I had COVID for the first time. I think it's important that they know that. I waited almost 4 years went by. Almost 5 years went by and I didn't have COVID. Anyway, there's a lot of moments that I think this is just me harping on it because I'm working on my own book and I'm like, magic system. I like to have some rules and guidance and what people do and what's within their limitations. That's all.
Okay.
And you're just staring at me. You're like,
no, I'm smiling
because
like
she has a rant. Go, let her go.
Well, I think for me, there are certain books that don't want to focus on the magic system because they want to tell a story that isn't inherently, that doesn't rely on the reader understanding how the magic works.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what ACOTAR is. Mm. And that may or may not be
this world. We don't know. Yeah.
Tuli's world. I've read 3 books since then, so I can't quite remember at this moment.
I don't know what's happening, and I don't know who does what anymore. That's the one thing about like us trying to power through Winter Book Club is like, wait, what did we talk about? What was that book about?
Yeah. What was the characters' names?
Yeah. I never know that, so that's fine.
I had to look up Lore's name. Because I'm like, it's not DM, that's Spark of the Everflame.
Yeah, I call her Carpe.
Oh, man.
In order for me to remember DM.
Nice.
Yeah. Lore, I think what I like about it is that I'm convinced that that's part of a clue of who she is.
Yeah.
Because everyone is like, Lore? Just Lore?
Yeah. And she's like, yes.
Lorelai really liked Gilmore Girls in this world. Somehow we got reception and I got it here. Yeah, it's the same way whenever I introduce myself as Jack. And people are always, Jack? Jack? Yeah, it's short for Jacqueline. What do you think
what do you think?
What do you think? So I've done a couple of speed dating things and I went to one last week and the amount of time, every single one, hi, what's your name? I'm Jack. Every single guy. Am I supposed to call you Jack? The amount of men who are insecure of, and I would be like, it's okay. You can call me Jacqueline. That's fine. I get it. Like there's a thing that guys just, when they're romantically interested in me, they don't want to call me Jack, which is okay. However, if I'm in a relationship with someone, you're not going to call me Jacqueline. You're going to be calling me what other kind of cutesy name.
Yeah.
And then I'll be offended if you try to call me Jacqueline because are you mad at me?
Yeah. They're just trying to get your attention.
Yeah, the only people who call me Jacqueline is you and my mom.
Yeah, I know. Your mom when she's mad, me when I'm trying to get your attention.
Both are true. Both are. I don't know. Every once in a while she's pulled out a Jacqueline on me.
I guess she does it sometimes when she's like being serious or trying to get your attention.
Hey, Jacqueline. Yeah, it's a trying to get my attention.
Or it'll be like, you'll say something, she'll be like, Jacqueline.
Yeah,
like,
that's the word.
Like, how dare you say that?
My life's mission is to both offend her while making her laugh. And she's laughing so hard, she can't be offended by what I said. That was a weird tangent.
All right, are we good?
Yeah, hold on. We should end on a better note than my mom. Okay. So
do you want to since we haven't read the rest of the series, do you want to share any of your predictions based on your understanding of the first book?
Yeah. We're going to get, I think what I'm excited about the Nadir Lore relationship is I don't think we're going to get angry puppy to lovers. Now, Nadir might be more. Oh, actually, take that back. Nadir at one point is interested in Lore in like a very guttural, instinctive way. And there is one single line in the entire book that casually says, mates are so rare, they're basically a myth.
Yeah. And it happens just before Nadir shows up and sees Lore.
Like, it's one of those, okay, I see what you did there. And then all of a sudden it's that guttural, like, I am so attracted to her. This, like, everything about her, these piercing, dark brown eyes, I must be with her. All right. You know, sometimes you just kind of have to, like, throw it in there, and not everything has to be subtle. We get it. I love a fated mate. I accept this here. So we might get this moment where maybe we got angry puppy to lovers, you know. I don't think that she's going to necessarily trust him. I would be disappointed if Lore doesn't question him as much as she did Atlas.
Yeah.
I would be disappointed. I would love to see her being just as hard as on him as she is. We did have a listener say that they didn't like Nadir in book 2, which gives me hope that he's not the angry puppy to lover, that he's as much of an asshole. I would love them to absolutely hate one another.
That is my prediction. And part of it is because of our listener who said I hated Nadir in book 2. I think he's going to be so focused on trying to kill his father, figure out what his father knows about Lore, that he is going to be such an asshole.
I think you're going to love him.
Despite what does that say about me?
You're not arguing.
But I think he's going to be such an asshole, and she's going to be really hurt.
Yeah.
Either mentally or physically or emotionally by the things that he does. Will they kiss in book 2? Probably.
Maybe a good old angry fuck. I would love that.
Yeah. Maybe some forced proximity. Maybe they get trapped somewhere or stranded somewhere. Who knows?
I wouldn't hate a one bed trope. Wouldn't be mad at that.
No, not at all.
You know, I welcome it. Yeah, their relationship is going to play a part. I think what I do love is that there's been enough plot that's been developed that I think that there's enough plot to hold the second book.
Yeah.
There's enough things for them to figure out, go on the journey of. There are enough questions as a reader about this world, about Lore, about Gabriel, that we want to know about. How does Atlas know who she is? Why does Atlas want her? Clearly the mirror gave her a clue saying, go get the crown and you'll be able to, I'll come back and I'll give you a gift. So like that alone, I'm like, okay, so book 2 is they're going to find the crown or go hunting for the crown. It's going to take a long time before Lore even tells him the truth about it. She's probably going to hide some of her feelings of like, I want the crown, he wants the crown, but he can't know why I want the crown.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be her realizing if she even wants the crown, because she may not want to. She'll probably become full fae in order to do that. There was probably some curse that removed the powers from the Red Queen and her descendants from being able to access the powers that they have. There's probably, in my mind, we are crushing this.
We could be totally off base.
I know. In my mind, people are listening being like, wow, they're so intuitive.
And little do we know when we read the next 2 books, we'd be like, wow.
Like, we were off.
Yeah.
So off. Yeah, I think that there's a lot more to be developed and surprised about.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I'm excited because I know. I love how I just said I know, and I don't know what I'm about to say. I do know. Okay. I'm convinced that Gabriel will abandon Atlas in book 2, and there's going to be a reunion between Gabriel and Lore, and that's going to be a funny moment.
I think that the reunion actually doesn't happen to book 3, and I think he's forced to work for Atlas and sacrifices himself.
You don't think he's going to live?
I think Gabriel dies by the end of book 3.
I'd be okay with that. You know, I'm always open. You know, I think that
Give me a good character death.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about it, but I do want to give props to the final challenge sequence.
Yeah.
I think it broke lore in a very realistic way.
Yeah. I think it broke all the characters in a very realistic way, starting in basically a cave on a cliff.
Yep. Starving,
right? It makes sense that that would break the other women and not Lore necessarily, that she's able to figure it out. But then the whole having to save
throw yourself off of a cliff first.
Throw yourself off of a cliff and then go save your family from death and make sure they escape when they're running away from you.
Okay. It is a lot. I think what I love about it too is that it is something that Lore is used to, right? But at the same time, it's going to be more triggering to her than it is for anyone else there. So while she's mentally more prepared, I think she's also mentally more susceptible.
Yeah.
Because now she's back at the prison. She's back to being cold. She knows how far she's come in her comfort. Like she now knows, oh shit, I've gotten soft. Like this is, I am not prepared for this. I don't want to go back to that. Yeah. And then you have, they get a little bit more food. They get some of that stuff in like food in the belly. And then the way that she is absolutely broken, realizing that her siblings aren't there with her.
Yeah.
And the fact that it toyed and broke and messed with all of the contestants. That is the final straw for her. And she then chooses, I don't want to do this. Send me back. Fuck you. You can't make me be in the mirror. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck you. You're still not cool. I'm out of here, bitches. You can't force me to do anything.
I liked that that's where she ended up.
Yeah.
That she was like, no mirror, no potential power of being queen is worth the mental turmoil you just put me through and just put the people around me through.
And it reiterates to her what matters the most, and that is her siblings.
Yeah.
And she's cool with it. Like, even when she comes out of the mirror, what did the mirror said? That she's better off to be queen. Like, I don't care. like she's like, no, like it's her journey. I was surprised that the mirror did make her queen. What's her face? And then at the very, very end, like after she turns to Gabriel after she comes out of the mirror, saying she was like, nope, you promised to take me back.
Take me now.
Yeah, you said so. These are the rules. I'm just following them.
Yeah. I thought it was a great end sequence.
Absolutely. It just solidified for her what matters most, and that's going to get her journey started in book 2.
Yep.
So we end the way that we began. Her caring about her siblings.
Yep.
It's beautiful. Great book. Yeah. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Is this the best book I've read my entire, like all year long? No, but it's definitely in the top 10 of what I've read this year. Like I don't think I even have a book that's the best book I've read all year. Like I'm just happy. I'm just happy to be here.
I think that it's a 10 out of 10 on the entertainment scale for me.
Yeah. And execution wise, I give it a very high score. Yeah. I didn't read it. I listened to it. So who knows if that would be a different experience, but execution of writing a book, of skills, of technicalities, of all of these other things, I give it a high score. Like 8 out of 10, maybe even higher. I don't know. I think that it's entertaining and well written.
Yep. I agree.
Good job, Tuli. All right. This can be sent to her.
She is allowed to listen.
You know what? Actually, yeah. Someone did say, I bet if we messaged her, she would be on the podcast. This is one that I would definitely love to talk to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just have to read the other stuff. We got things to do.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Book Talk for Book Talk with Jack and Amy. We encourage you to rate and subscribe to our show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Next week, we will be discussing Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole.
We would love to hear your thoughts based on today's conversation. If you would like to submit your take on any of the books we plan to discuss later this winter, please be sure to follow us on Instagram, where we ask for listener submissions.
If you're enjoying the podcast, please visit our website, booktalkforbooktalk.com, to view our latest merch and learn about supporting the show through Patreon or Venmo. You can also follow us on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube at the handle Book Talk for Book Talk. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and share.
Sharing is caring. We'd appreciate it. Love you forever.
Bye.
All right, let's freestyle. Let's freestyle this.
Okay.
Hey, book bestie. It's us. Your favorite podcast, Book Talk for Book Talk with Jack and Amy.
Here's some highlights from this week's episode. The so unlikable he's likeable Kronk himbo named
Likeable.
Did I say likeable?
Yeah.
Likeable. Oh, okay. The best thing about gift giving is when you can identify the things someone needs that they would never get themselves, and that they're actually excited to receive.
Is this your way of saying that you're going to get me something from Quince, Amy?
I might, if that's what you want.
I absolutely do, because Quince lets you treat your loved ones, and I am your loved one, with everyday luxury goods, but at a very affordable price. I've actually been looking at their wool coats because now I'm traveling for the winter and I realize I don't own coats. And I am shocked with just how reasonably priced these are.
They do that by partnering directly with top factories, and they cut the cost of the middleman, which means we get more affordable pricing.
And not only can you get amazing wool coats from Quince or their Mongolian cashmere sweaters, which only start for $50, but you also have these amazing year-round gifts like their 14-karat gold jewelry, their Italian leather handbags.
All of the things you listed use premium fabrics and finishes so that every piece feels like luxury.
Gift luxury this holiday without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/booktalk, BOOKTALK, for 365-day returns plus free shipping on your order.
That's QUINCE.com/booktalk, BOOKTALK, to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/booktalk.
The search for truth never ends. Introducing June's Journey, a hidden object mobile game with a captivating story. Connect with friends, explore the Roaring 20s, and enjoy thrilling activities and challenges while supporting environmental causes. After 7 years, the adventure continues with our immersive travels feature. Explore distant cultures and engage in exciting experiences. There's always something new to discover. Are you ready? Download June's Journey now on Android or iOS.